Today at the Nation at 5, our top focus is the turmoil in the neighbouring country of Pakistan. You have ex-Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan, who is in the eye of storm. Imran Khan has been granted bail for 2 weeks in connection with the Al-Qadi trust case. That's an interim relief that he's got. But that hasn't quietened down the political turmoil in the country. Along with that, the Islamabad High Court has also ordered that Imran Khan can't be arrested till the 17th of May. And the bail has been granted in all the cases that have been filed after the 9th of May. Significantly, the order of the High Court is valid only in Islamabad, interestingly. Now, this relief comes after the High Court stopped the Election Commission from going ahead with the criminal proceedings against him in the Tosha Khana case as well. At the High Court, Imran Khan has stated that he fears for his life, saying that he's getting murder threats. He also said that he fears being re-arrested. Meanwhile, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has denied any conspiracy against Imran Khan. All right, we'll try and connect with our reporters and get more details on the story. But this has been a terse legal battle, a political battle for Imran Khan. The party workers have threatened a nationwide stir in Pakistan. They've also said that the kind of actions Rangers indulged into, the federal police, as and when they arrested him earlier about 2 to 3 days ago, that was completely an undemocratic process. And because of that, they went to the Supreme Court. That the matter was referred here at the Islamabad High Court, where he has officially been granted relief. But we've been talking about the instances of anarchy, arson, stone pelting that we have witnessed in different parts of Pakistan. My colleague Tejinder with us on the broadcast. Tejinder, there's an appeal of sorts that came from Shehbaz Sharif as well. Take us through what the Prime Minister said earlier, the Pakistan Prime Minister said earlier.
The Pakistani Prime Minister has asked people to maintain calm. He has said that the Supreme Court relief to former Prime Minister Imran Khan was nothing but an NRO. While he was addressing the federal cabinet, he said that if you want to keep favoring the Ladla, he termed Imran Khan as Ladla, then you should also release all the dacoits behind bar in the country. Let this be free for all, the Pakistani Prime Minister had said. So it seems that Shehbaz Sharif and Imran Khan, who have always been at loggerheads, now it seems to be a long-drawn battle for both of them. Now that the Pakistan in Islamabad High Court has given relief for 2 weeks to Imran Khan, it has also said that Pakistani former Prime Minister Imran Khan should not be arrested in any case till 17th of May. So a relief for Imran Khan. But if you see what is happening on ground in Pakistan, there is an anarchy which is visible all across. It seems that the Pakistani administration has lost grip of on the law and order situation all across Pakistan. Hundreds and thousands of people are out on roads. Even now that Imran Khan has been given bail for 2 weeks, the court has said that he should not be arrested for till 17th of May. But still people are out on roads, they are protesting. So it's a free for all like situation in Pakistan. Now we are told that Imran Khan will go to his residence, that is Bani Gala, from Islamabad High Court. So every now and then the situation in Pakistan is taking an interesting turn. The proceedings by the High Court in the Tosh Khana case has been stopped until further order. So it seems that Imran Khan finally has got some respite from the judiciary, but it seems that the tussle between the Pakistan Army, Imran Khan and Shehbaz Sharif will continue for quite some more time. Yes.
Well, so far from being a poster boy for the Pakistan Army to being their sworn enemy, Imran Khan hasn't pulled back any punches. He's taken repeated jibes at Pakistani Army establishment. We have seen mob storming Army, headquarters in different parts of the country, in different areas. Clearly, these were questions that were asked to Imran Khan at the High Court as well. That has he been supporting or tacitly supporting in any way possible the kind of violence that we have seen across the country? Imran Khan said that he has had no access to his phone or to anybody else, and he has condemned any sort of violence that has happened on the streets of Pakistan. It's only the anger of people which is spilling out. But this civil unrest of sorts in Pakistan is unprecedented in many ways. There is economic trouble which is brewing into the country. There are financial troubles for the country that have been seeding in. Combine that with political instability, these becomes extremely difficult and unprecedented times for a country like Pakistan, which has historically, ever since its inception, not seen any kind of political stability. Kind of coup, the diktats that we have seen, the manner in which top leaders have been assassinated. In fact, Imran Khan goes ahead and says he is facing a lot of murder threats right now. He has survived an assassination attempt that earlier happened on him. So let's see what in which way, in which direction really this goes. Anand Narasimhan is also joining us on the broadcast. Anand, taking in a perspective from you, how is this likely to pan out? Imran Khan has been able to secure a bail from the High Court. What would his next move be?
Well, we have to understand this very carefully. Imran Khan has, his lawyers have been able to secure bail for him on cases filed post the 9th of May.
Yeah.
That's the first part. Second is he's got some relief in the Al-Qadr case where he's now got 2 weeks bail in Islamabad. But that does not secure him from the cases against him in Lahore, in the courts in Lahore. The Lahore police are waiting right outside the Islamabad High Court with a warrant, with a valid warrant to arrest him. So Islamabad High Court may give him some relief, and with cases pertaining to what he's there are still arguments going on in court because he's trying to secure some kind of relief from the courts that he should not be moved out of Islamabad to that effect. But is that actually possible, and is it within the court's jurisdiction? Because then that is superseding or intervening into the relief or the rights of the neighboring province or another state or province in Pakistan. The only place where they can get a relief where he gets bail on all cases against him or clubbing of all cases against him can happen is in the Pakistan Supreme Court. Now, but there is a gap there because before they move the Pakistan Supreme Court, they will have to go back to the Lahore High Court for the cases against him. So Imran Khan, the moment he steps out of the Islamabad High Court premises, the Lahore police will take him away. That's the situation. So he may have got relief in Islamabad right now. Interestingly, one must understand that there was a conversation that's gone viral from last night, which is there on the News 18 network also, where a PTI lawyer is actually saying out how the script will play out in the Islamabad High Court today. He's saying that to a Pakistani journal. And it's played out exactly like that. On the other hand, you had Rana Sanaullah on Pakistani media turn around and say no matter what Imran Khan does in Islamabad, we will arrest him and we will put him behind bars. And that's also playing out. So on both sides, whatever is being stated or whatever was claimed is actually playing out this Friday.
Anand, politically and on the streets, I think not just politically, on the streets, there's been anarchy, stone pelting, multiple instances of violence that we have seen at the High Court when that hearing was happening. In fact, Imran Khan was asked about these things and he said, well, I have no access to any kind of phone or device and I condemn the violence that we have seen. But with the kind of difficult situation and difficult waters that he's treading into right now, any point he could be arrested by some other provincial police or the administration. Is he likely to ask his party workers to take up the protests, in a much more stronger way, or perhaps there can be a scale down?
This is played out so many times in our country. It's played out across the world. What is said in courts and what is actually happening on ground, there is a difference. Is it possible for Mr. Imran Khan to not know what is happening? Is it possible for Mr. Imran Khan to have not known at all because he had no access to phone? Because there are conversations that he has had with his party members and his key lawyers sitting in Islamabad High Court while he is incarcerated, checking who is there, what kind of work is being done, and don't ensure that the case doesn't go in front of the Chief Justice but goes to somewhere, goes to some other judge, because the Chief Justice is hand in glove with the establishment. This is Imran Khan's voice on tape talking to another of his PTI leader who's sitting in Islamabad High Court. This conversation is also out there. And for him to not know what is going on ground, he's telling people not to. Even today, as he entered the Islamabad High Court premises, 40 people have been arrested because there was stone pelting, there was vandalism, there was violence, and there were protests which went out of hand. So does Imran Khan not know? He's actually reveling in it because exactly 18 months ago, Anusha, public memory is so short, 18 months ago, the very same people of Pakistan were baying for Imran Khan. They were shouting Imran Khan hi hi, and they were blaming Imran Khan for the problems that Pakistan had. But within 18 months, he swung the narrative in such a way that he's perhaps the most popular figure and the kind of traction that he's getting across the world amongst Pakistanis ever in Pakistan's 75-year history. That's the level to which he's been able to raise his profile.
Raise his profile, and the narrative has completely turned around, as Anand was rightly pointing out. Thank you, Anand, for joining us on the broadcast. Waqas Khan, who's a legal expert, is also with us on the show. Mr. Khan, thank you so much for speaking with us. How difficult legally the situation is right now for Imran Khan. He may have got a relief, a marginal one, a bail for the next few weeks, but this is only pertaining to a limited number of cases and only within the jurisdiction of the Islamabad High Court. But there are dozens of cases against him in different jurisdictions pending in different parts of the country.
I must say one thing, he was suffering from very doleful, dreadful, and awful condition, but the situation has been turned down as the table has been turned down. The blanket order pertaining to his bail has been given by the Islamabad High Court till the 17th of May. So, meaning thereby all the cases which is going to be established in future till the 17th of May are the previous cases which are still pending on Mr. Imran Khan. On those specific cases, he's not going to be arrested or detained by the Islamabad police or any other police while he's residing within the territory of Pakistan, as the territory of federal territory Islamabad. So I must say one thing, this is known as the blanket order, and must say this is one of the landmark order in the political and judicial history of Pakistan, as the people were expecting, anticipating the moment he will come out of the court, he will come out of the courtyard of the court, and
but Waqas ji, what is the remit of this order? Like, it doesn't apply to other jurisdiction, I presume, and if there is a cases which is pending in other part, in other province of the country, so perhaps this bail will not apply because it's only for a certain amount of cases which are pending against him, filed after the 9th of May, right?
He have not to move to other jurisdiction, as the early in the morning that the legal team of the Imran Khan has applied a petition before the Islamabad High Court in which they are asking that there are 121 cases which are still existed against Mr. Imran Khan, and we are asking this honorable court to decide the cases, to put all the cases under the same umbrella, so for the facilitation and convenience of Imran Khan, because so many cases are there which are totally unaware from Mr. Imran Khan, the legal team of Imran Khan. So that's why they made a request, and they may put a petition before Islamabad High Court to club all the cases or to associate all the cases before the same court under the same umbrella. So this is a request, and this is a petition being filed by the legal team of Mr. Imran Khan. So while residing in Islamabad, he can pursue all the cases which are pertaining and linked with other jurisdiction in Pakistan. So he have not to face music, he would not into hot water regarding this specific jurisdiction. So while residing in Islamabad federal territory, where he is being protected and immune under the order has been issued by Islamabad High Court till the 17th of May, he has been given so much relief, and I must say I was not expecting such kind of relief as we were expecting that.
Well, so let's see how this pans out. This is far from over, and there's a intense legal battle ahead that Imran Khan needs to fight in the days to come. Well, let's also listen in to some reactions which have been lined up on the story. Imran Khan spoke earlier. We also had multiple voices, including that of Shehbaz Sharif, coming in on the story. Let's listen in.
शराजी इंडिपेंडेंट से कहा यह जा रहा है कि आपको सुप्रीम कोर्ट से अनलाइक अदर पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स आपको रिलीफ दिया गया, सो आप इस पर क्या कहेंगे?
इसमें रिलीफ, मैं हाई कोर्ट पे बैठा हूँ, मेरे पास कोई उनके पास एक जवाब नहीं था मुझे पकड़ने का, मुझे एब्डक्ट किया गया है और जाके वहां फिर पहली दफा मुझे वारंट दिखाई जाता है जब मुझे जेल में ले जाते हैं। ये तो जंगल के कानून में होता है और फौज अब्डक्ट कर लेती है, यानी किधर की पुलिस, किधर क्या कानून? यहाँ तो एक जंगल का कानून है, बल्कि ऐसे लग रहा है जिस तरह के यहाँ तो एक मार्शल लॉ डिक्लेयर हो गया। और आपको सोचे 40 लोग, मुझे तो मैं जब कल अदालत में पहुंचा मुझे पहली दफा पता चला कि 40 लोग बेचारे इसमें जान खो बैठे, मुझे तो यही भी नहीं पता।
कोई साजिश नहीं हुई। उसके बाद IMF के साथ जो हमारी गुफ्तगू चल रही थी, आपको याद है उस ज़माने में PTI लेड हुकूमत KP में और पंजाब में उनके जो वज़ीर ख़जाना थे उनको इमरान नियाज़ी की हदायत पहुँचवाई गई शौकत तरीन के ज़रिए। ये बात रिकॉर्ड का हिस्सा है अब कि आप इनकार कर दें। उसका क्या मकसद था कि IMF की डील ख़त्म हो जाए और पाकिस्तान खुदा न खास्ता डिफ़ॉल्ट कर जाए। इसी तरीके से इमरान नियाज़ी ने एक से ज़्यादा मरतबा ये कहा कि पाकिस्तान के हालात श्रीलंका जैसे होने जा रहे हैं, यानी वो दिल में बद्दुआएं कर रहा था कि पाकिस्तान खुदा ना करे वो एक्चुअली डिफ़ॉल्ट कर जाए और हम शदीद माली बहरान में हम मुब्तला हो जाएं।
Well, let's move on to some other important story, and this is about the big Karnataka elections. Tomorrow we'll know what exactly people have voted for, with just one day left for Karnataka political fate to be decided. The decision over who will be the Chief Minister face continues to be the headache for the Grand Old Party. Former Deputy Chief Minister G. Parmeswara yesterday hinted that there are other names in Congress list in the race to become the Chief Minister apart from Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivkumar. Speaking exclusively to CNN News 18, G. Parmeswara said that there are other names also in the Chief Minister race. D.K. Shivkumar, meanwhile, has stated that he's worked hard to be the state chief, with sleepless nights being a constant part of his effort. Well, he's saying all of this because he's a Chief Minister contender. Karnataka Chief Minister, of course, the present Chief Minister, and from the BJP, Mr. Basuraj Bommai, he met with B.S. Yediyurappa, another strongman of the BJP, the Lingayat leader. Congress Chief Kharge, he also chaired a key meet. There has been a slew of meetings that have panned out in the JDS and the Congress and the BJP. And this political anxiety is well understood ahead of that big day when the results for Karnataka would be out. Some reactions.
ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ನಾನು ಶ್ರಮ ಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನನಗೆ ಸೋನಿಯಾ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಯಾವ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು, ದಿನೇಶ್ ಗುಂಡೂರಾಯರು ನನ್ನ ಕೈಲಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ರಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ನಾನು ಬೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನೈತಿಕವಾಗಿ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಆಗ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ನಾನು ಆವತ್ತಿಂದ ಮಲಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಲಗಕ್ಕೂ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಏನು ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಈಗ ಯಾವ ಸಂದರ್ಭನೂ ಉದ್ಭವ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಿರಿಯರಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಿರಿಯರಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂಥ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ನಮ್ದು ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪರದು ಒಂದೇ ಲೆಕ್ಕ.
Sir, you're confident of winning the majority?
101%.
Plan B?
I don't know. I have not talked to him. What is B plan? I don't have any B plan. Karnataka BJP plan is to win this election and give a stable government. That's a. Even I say that there is no chance for Hanga Assembly. We will win with comfortable majority.
Sir, D.K. Shivkumar says that Congress party will come around 141 is what he is guessing. How much is confident of?
Let him be happy with 141 till tomorrow. The reality will be there.
Well, who will win Karnataka? Will it be a clear verdict in favor of one party or the other? Will the Congress be able to trump these elections and look at a political revival of sorts at the national level? Will the BJP be able to retain their bastion in the South and a gateway for the South, the state that the party has always yearned for and has been in power for the last 3 years? Or would it be the JDS who would eventually be the kingmaker in the state like they have been in the past? Or perhaps their future would be about a depleting party base, were losing their base of support amongst the Vocalikas or in their strongholds like the old Mysuru region. How will the key dominant community of Lingayats vote? If there's a split within the Lingayat vote, who is it going to benefit? All these pertinent questions we have discussed in the last 2 months as we got you the pulse of the people from the ground. And tomorrow we'd know the lines on which the people have voted. Well, interestingly, this election often, many argue, is not about one issue per se. Issueless as often people call it. But this election, many political pundits say, is about the core local issues differing from region to region. This is not a narrative election that can be swayed one way or the other, but highly fragmented pockets of political narrative which are going to decide how the electorate is going to cast their ballot or has cast their ballot already on the 10th of May. So when the results come out tomorrow, it's an important day, a very important day with consequences far beyond Karnataka. As I said, for the Congress party, it's a litmus test. If they lose a state like Karnataka, where they were hedging their bets, where their prediction was that there could be a landslide victory for them, or perhaps the Bharat Jodo Yatra of Rahul Gandhi had got a great traction, And if they can't even hold on to a state like that, can they really stake a claim to be the principal opposition party in the run-up to 2024? My colleague Akshara with us on the broadcast. Akshara, what is the political chatter just few hours before the counting begin? Tell us about what you're hearing.
Well, you see, right now, just a couple of hours ago, there were a series of meetings held by both the Congress and the BJP. Congress, led by AICC Chief Mallikarjun Kharge, along with DK Shivkumar and DK Suresh, held a closed-door meeting. And on the other hand, you had B.S. Yediyurappa and Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, along with all other BJP leaders, and a series of meetings here in Bengaluru. And from the sources, we're also learning that since the simple majority, the exit poll is showing a simple majority for Congress here. Congress is very cautious. They also asked all their winning candidates, winning MLAs, to be moved to Bangalore right after the result is going to will be out tomorrow. So that's also what we are hearing. On the other hand, BJP is a bit wary about the results as well, and they're also speaking to the central leadership about what possible action or strategy might be taken. And I've had R. Ashok, Revenue Minister, also say that by hook or crook they will form a government. He's confident about that. But overall, both the parties are very much confident that they will get the majority and they will form a government. And on the other hand, the regional party head, the kingmaker, H.D. Kumaraswamy, who is in Singapore, will also be likely to return to Bangalore as well today night. So we will get, all the parties have said, and today with the results are coming out tomorrow, so we will get a clear picture about the future of Karnataka here.
All right, we'll get a clear picture about the future of Karnataka. Thank you so much, Akshara, for getting us all the details. CNN News 18, your election headquarters, to get you all the details from 6 a.m. onwards tomorrow. Please stay tuned here. On the Nation at 5, much more lined up on the other side. The Kerala story, the movie that has been raising storm. That's what we discuss on the other side, slipping into a very short.
I'm Nalin Mehta. Catch me on CNN News 18's live, non-stop coverage of the Karnataka elections on the 13th of May.
Unprecedented scenes, PTI supporters attacking army installations. I can't remember the last time such a thing happened, that army establishments were attacked. What do these events mean for this delicate sort of face-off that's been going on between Imran Khan and, of course, the civilian government on the one side, but more importantly, Imran Khan and the army?
But this is the first time that Imran Khan was arrested and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf attacked not only Corps Commander House in Lahore, but they tried to enter in GHQ, and today they tried to enter in the Corps Commander House in Multan. And they are also attacking the offices of the paramilitary troops in different cities of Pakistan. You see, why they are doing this? Because this is not a political party. Actually, their reaction is not political. This reaction is non-political. This reaction is not the reaction of PTI, which is a political party. This reaction is the reaction of TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. And today, one commander of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, he issued a statement, and he is saying that we are also supporting PTI. So this is not a response of a political party. This is the response of a fan club, which is very angry over the arrest of their leader.
All right, so that's a big statement that you're making, that this is not just the response of PTI workers, but possibly also a response of the TTP. Of course, Imran Khan has been accused of being hand in glove with the Islamist elements there. But we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, Hamid Mir, for joining us. I'm joined by a very senior journalist from Pakistan, one of the most recognized, one of the most credible journalists in Pakistan. Hamid Mir of GeoTV is now joining us. Mr. Mir, thank you very much. What do you make of today's developments? The Pakistan Supreme Court saying categorically that Imran Khan's arrest was illegal, he should be released forthwith, and that no one should be arrested from the premises of a high court or a lower court. Basically, the Supreme Court of Pakistan saying wrapping on the knuckles the federal government and the National Accountability Bureau. Make sense of this for us, both legally and politically.
Yes, actually, the day Imran Khan was arrested, the same day, not only myself, but many other people, including some legal experts and constitutional experts, they were of the view that the arrest of Imran Khan inside the premises of the Islamabad High Court was against the law, because he came to Islamabad High Court and he was preparing to file an application in the court, and for that purpose he was called in the record room for the biometrics, because in Islamabad High Court you cannot file a petition without biometrics. So he was a part of the legal process which was going on inside the premises of the court. So that's why the Supreme Court of Pakistan today declared that his arrest was not legal, but they ordered to release him. And Imran Khan requested the Supreme Court that he wanted to go to his home in Islamabad, which is situated in Bani Gala. But Supreme Court said that no, you cannot go to your home. You will be the guest of the Supreme Court. And he asked the Inspector General Police of Islamabad to arrange the guest house in the police lines in Islamabad. So right now, Imran Khan is free, but he is in the custody of the Islamabad police. And now, just few moments ago, he was transferred to the guest house in the police lines area. And the Supreme Court also allowed 6 family members of Imran Khan that they can also spend the night with him in the same guest.
So what do you make of that? The court saying on the one hand his arrest was illegal, he should be released forthwith, yet at the same time the court also saying that he should be kept in a guest house under the custody of the Supreme Court, if you will. He has to be produced in the Islamabad High Court tomorrow. He has to join the investigations by the National Accountability Bureau. So technically, he is not a free man just yet. What do you make of that?
I think that he is partially free because you see the arrest warrant which was issued by the National Accountability Bureau. That arrest warrant was not discussed in Supreme Court today. So as far as my legal knowledge is concerned, so that arrest warrant is still valid. And according to that arrest warrant, the NAB will try the level best to implement the arrest warrant. And when tomorrow Imran Khan will go to Islamabad High Court again and complete the process, and then definitely he will come out of the Islamabad High Court. So NAB can arrest him again. But it's not only one case. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Pakistan also told Imran Khan that there are many cases against you. And but he was aware that there are many cases. And as far as my knowledge is concerned, in 2 cases, there was an arrest warrant which was issued many weeks ago, but it was not implemented. If you remember that many weeks ago, a party of the Islamabad police, they went to Lahore and they approached Imran Khan to implement the arrest warrant. They just wanted to show him the arrest warrant. But on that day, the supporters and workers of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf
what's going on in the Congress party. They say that Sonia Gandhi never said this, and we did scan the speech. She hasn't quite said this. Then why did you put it up on a tweet, and why are you sticking to that tweet?
There are 2 states, that is Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, which have declared that this movie will be tax-free. But the criticism is only growing. And there are also likes of Jitendra Awad, who says that they should be hanged for defaming the women of Kerala.
Congress party has said 32,000 kaha tha, 3 nikle. This is nothing but BJP propaganda.
Are you telling me the Congress position is that 3 lives are disposable? It is okay for 3 girls to have been entrapped by a terrorist organization?
Your party workers and supporters are targeting not so much the PDM government or Shahbaz Sharif, they're actually directly targeting the army. Are you now openly challenging the authority of the army to maintain law and order on the streets of Pakistan?
Welcome back. The Supreme Court has issued notice over plea filed by makers of the film Kerala Story. Now, the plea has been filed by the movie makers to lift the ban on the film in the state of West Bengal, and there's a shadow ban of sort that they argue in the state of Tamil Nadu. The court has said that if the film is being exhibited across the country, there is no reason prima facie why it should be banned in West Bengal. The top court further said that they won't grant stay without hearing the side of the other states, including West Bengal and Tamil Nadu. West Bengal government imposed a ban on the movie that released on the 5th of May. The Mamata Banerjee-led TMC government said that the ban was important to avoid any communal instances. While banning the film, West Bengal government had further said that the screening of the film will disturb the peace and harmony, and the state has recently seen some riots. That's the backdrop in which the state has taken the decision. That's the word coming in. But the other angle, apart from West Bengal, is also the state of Tamil Nadu, where the movie makers argue there's a shadow ban of sorts. Ananya, my colleague, live with us on the broadcast, tracking all the developments from the Supreme Court. Kamalika is also with us on the show. Purnima also joining us on the broadcast. Ananya, first to you, what transpired at the court today? What did the court hint?
Well, the makers were represented by, in fact, senior advocate Harish Salve, who clearly argued before the court that, there cannot be a de facto ban on the film. The film has passed the CBFC certifications, and each day of a ban is actually resulting the film into a great loss. In fact, he also told the situation in West Bengal and Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu, the situation is kind of a de facto ban where the cinema owners are being threatened, chairs of the cinema theatres are being burnt down, and that's the reason why the film cannot actually run in the state of Tamil Nadu. So both the governments have been asked to submit their response within 2 working days. The matter has been placed for Wednesday, but the question that were raised by the Chief Justice of India were that, in a state like West Bengal, which shares the same demographical status like that of any other state, how can a film that is running across the country not run in the state of West Bengal? And now the government has been asked to say that, and in fact the Chief Justice of India also said the film might be good, might be bad, might have certain kind of ideology, but at the same point of time, it is just a film. At the end of the day, it is for the people to decide whether they want to watch it or they don't want to watch it, and it is the whole and sole discretion of the viewer. And why is the government coming in the way and banning this film? Though the Supreme Court did not grant a stay, it said that it wants to hear the side of the government
and the threshold and the bar as to whether the state government has the power and authority to ban a movie in this way, whether there are grounds to stop that freedom of expression. That's what under Article 19 it's covered. That threshold is pretty high. All eyes on whether the state of West Bengal will be able to satiate the reasons that the court is looking for. Kamalika with us on the broadcast. Kamalika, the reasons that have been stated by the state government so far, they are likely to reiterate that in the court as well.
Yeah, obviously, the state government, from the very first, the state government stand was that there is a high chance of law and order issue. And they believe that there is some content in that film which might create unrest in Bengal. And that is the reason for which they have banned the film. And, with the backdrop, it's 1 month only after Ram Navami. We have seen the type of riots which took place in Howrah and also in Rishra. So it's a sensitive thing, and also, after this court's observation and after this the notice which the court has given to West Bengal government to submit the report, we were talking to the TMC people. TMC General Secretary has clearly said that the state government is definitely going to submit the report, and if a Supreme Court allows the film, then if there is a law and order issue, then who will take responsible for that? Because the state government, because of this reason, the state government did not, the state government banned the film.
Well, Kamalika, what I'm afraid is that these political arguments often don't stand in court. I mean, in any situation, in any juncture, and I've stated earlier as well, in other cases as well, the court has asserted that maintaining law and order is the responsibility of the state government. If they're able to satisfy through evidence, the court will not interfere. I'll go back to Ananya and talk more about this, but before that, I want to cut across to Purnima as well, who's with us on the broadcast. Purnima, a shadow ban of sorts, that's what is being said for the state of Tamil Nadu. What has the government said on this? Because they want to be heard on this matter before anything is decided at the Supreme Court.
Absolutely. It's in fact not an official ban by the Tamil Nadu government. Multiplexes decided to stop screening the film 2 days after it released because of the kind of law and order tense situation that prevailed, especially outside theatres. And today also, in fact, the Supreme Court had observed that how can the state government look the other way when there have been protests happening at theatres and when the law and order situation is not under control. Remember, we've seen protests not just from SDPI but also political parties, including now Tamil Kachi. So clearly, the government put an end to these protests, bring the law and order situation in control and screen the film.
Purnima getting us all those details. I request you all to stay with us on the broadcast. We'll talk more about what is the kind of scrutiny that the court is going to do. Before that, some reactions lined up.
Issue that is having a controversy these days is the Kerala Story movie. Today, the Supreme Court was hearing this particular matter. A bench headed by the Chief Justice of India questioned Mr. Singhvi, who was appearing for the West Bengal government, that what is so different in the demographic state of West Bengal. It's demographically so same with that of the entire country, and it's the only state where, in fact, the movie has been banned. So, how do you see this?
Well, I think some regional parties, particularly those that are dynastically run on dynastic principles, are playing a very dangerous game. For instance, they are in Kerala. You are unfortunately appeasing minorities to the extent where you are not letting the truth come out. Now, the worst case, according to me, and I have said this publicly, is the state of West Bengal, where, for the sake of your vote bank, you are subverting the constitution, freedom of expression.
আমি আগেই বলেছিলাম যে আদালতে গেলে পরে এই ব্যান উঠে যাবে। এই ব্যান আইনসম্মত নয় এবং কোনো যুক্তিও নেই। শুধুমাত্র মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্রী বিশেষ কিছু ফ্যানাটিক পিপলকে, কিছু যারা সাম্প্রদায়িক মানুষ, তাদেরকে খুশি করার জন্য এই ধরনের কাজ করছেন এবং আলটিমেটলি এর ফলে বাংলার মানুষের মধ্যে কেরল স্টোরি দেখার আগ্রহ আরও বাড়বে, কমবে তো নয়।
All right, let's cut across to some latest news coming in. CBI has registered a case against Sameer Wankhede. That's the bit of news which is coming in at this point in time. The Premier Investigation Agency has, booked Sameer Wankhede. You'd remember he was the much talked about officer, the zonal director of the Narcotics Control Bureau. Now the CBI has registered a case against Sameer Wankhede. Search is underway in Mumbai and other places. NCB Vigilance Department have forwarded a report which has led to filing of the case. Now, Sameer Wankhede was one of the key officers who had led this investigation against various high-profile people when he was in the national, in the NCB, within the Narcotics Control Bureau. He was in news for a variety of reasons, and now CBI has filed a case against him. That's the bit of news coming in. What exactly is the case? What are the charges which are being probed against him? There were various controversies that had panned around his activities while he was at the helm of affairs. There were raids that was earlier conducted. CBI had registered a corruption case against the former NCB officer Sameer Wankhede. Now, you'd remember the most famous case. He had raided a cruise and arrested Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan. That's how he had hit the headlines, and there were various other high-profile cases that he was dealing with while he was at the helm of affairs in Mumbai. My colleague Ashish Mehershi with us on the broadcast. Ashish, get us more details.
So what we're gathering from our sources in the CBI is that 29 locations are being raided as of now, which include Ranchi, Mumbai, Delhi. Sameer Wankhede, along with 4 others, have been booked, and there are other unnamed officials as well. This includes 2 public officials, that is the government servants, and 2 individuals. The matter basically relates to extortion in the Aryan Khan case. Interestingly, the CBI, during their preliminary investigation, found that there was an extortion attempt of around 25 crore rupees.
All right. Ashish, we're losing your audio. We'll disconnect the audio. We'll connect you again so that we're able to hear you better. But as far as I could hear my colleague, this concerns with an extortion racket About 20 to 25 crore rupees were demanded as a bribe allegedly. The investigating agency is also conducting raids at his residence in connection with the corruption case, as I said. Samir Wankhede had raided the Cordula cruise and arrested Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan in the alleged drug case. Later that case fell and there was nothing substantial that came out of it. Allegedly taking advantage of his position, he had tried to extort money from high-profile people. What exactly are the details of this? We'll just get to know in just a few minutes from now. But even while he was within the department, there were various questions that were raised on his conduct. Ashish, I believe we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so 29 locations are being raided as of now. These include Ranchi, Kanpur, Mumbai and Delhi. Now, what we are hearing from our sources in the Central Bureau of Investigation is that the matter relates to extortion attempt by Samir Wankhede along with his officials. That is what the allegation by the CBI is. Around 25 crore rupees were demanded at that point in time. That is what we are hearing. And out of that, 50 lakh rupees was also collected in that extortion attempt. Now, there is a Narcotics Control Bureau vigilance report. What we are hearing from our sources is that the NCB, during their investigation, during their vigilance inquiry, found that there was this extortion attempt was made, and ultimately 50 lakh rupees was also paid in that matter. And that is why FIR was registered. So during preliminary inquiry, the Central Bureau of Investigation found evidence. They found merit in the complaint and the merit in the vigilance report that was submitted by the NCB, that is Narcotics Control Bureau, to the CBI. And ultimately, what we are seeing is that a man who was supposed to be the blue-eyed boy, a senior IRS officer, who is ultimately being taken to task by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Raids are being conducted all over.
So when he's accused of extortion, Ashish, who exactly did he extort money from?
So what we are hearing is, we have not seen the FIR as of now.
Yeah.
But here, to my understanding, it was basically there were people who were basically meeting each other on behalf of each other. So here there were certain people who met, if you remember, on behalf of Shah Rukh Khan, and there were certain people who met on behalf of officials of the Narcotics Control Bureau, and they were trying to broker a deal. So ultimately, to my understanding, there was an attempt. That is what the CBI and the Narcotics Control Bureau are basically alleging, that there was an attempt to extort money. The matter was obviously high profile because it was Aryan Khan, who is supposed to be son of Shah Rukh Khan, who basically at that point in time, there were allegations that he was a part of a drug racket, but ultimately the court ultimately granted him bail, and obviously the investigation is going on. And to my understanding, if I correctly remember, the court ultimately found him that there was no drugs in possession with him.
Yeah, so there was no drugs in possession with him, and prima facie there was no ground to arrest him, and that is how he got the bail.
No ground for his arrest. Yeah. That is, if I correctly remember. So so now ultimately, yes, a big operation by the Central Bureau of Investigation, because Samir Wankhede came to light at that point in time. I remember speaking to some senior IRS officials, and they used to say that he was a good officer, catching a lot of people at the Mumbai airport. But ultimately, now he was removed from the Narcotics Control Bureau and he was sent to another department by the board, the Central Bureau of by the CBIC. And finally, what we are seeing is that 29 locations, including the house and other premises related to Samir Wankhede, being raided by the Central Bureau of Investigation.
Ashish, please stay with us on the broadcast. I'll bring in Yesha also into the discussion. Yesha, the details that you're picking up, please.
So, other details that have come in from Mumbai particularly are the fact that there are searches for that matter, like we've been calling it, at locations related to Samir Wankhede's residence, one of which is at Oshiwara. This, in fact, according to our sources, is the residence where his family is staying. As of now, as we know, Samir Wankhede holds two residences that is known in the public domain. So this particular CBI raids that are being done are at the location of Samir Wankhede. There are, in fact, searches on at Andheri. There are also, we understand that there are 4 locations as of now where this search is on. It is by a CBI. Now, like we understand, and like Ashish has already mentioned, that this pertains to corruption angle in the Aryan Khan case. So more recently,
corruption angle in the Aryan Khan case. All right. So That's the broad detail that we've picked up. As Ashish also pointed out, that nobody has looked at the FIR so far. Until we get a copy of the FIR, we would not know the exact details. But it's a corruption case, allegations of extortion, misuse of a public position. Swapnil Kothari, who's a senior lawyer, is joining us on the broadcast. Good evening, Swapnil. Thank you so much for speaking with us. How do you see this investigation against Sameer Wankhede?
Well, if there are corruption charges, I would want to see what sort of charges there are, what sections. And, if this is a corruption as a public servant, then obviously, the Prevention of Corruption Act and possibly if there is some sort of a money laundering also, then the PMLA Act will come into the picture. But I'm not so sure because I do not know the sections. And what prompted the CBI to raid this man. So I would want to know before I would make a comment one way or the other. Because normally the investigating agencies don't go ahead and raid someone unless they have some legitimate reason to do so.
Yeah, and it's an officer of the he was an officer of the central government and he was working at the NCB and IRS officer. High profile cases that he was dealing with, and if he's been taken, he's under the radar of the CBI, it raises a lot of questions. Mr. Majid Memon, who's a senior advocate, is also joining us on the broadcast. Good evening, Mr. Memon. Thank you so much for speaking with us. It doesn't happen very often that, a senior officer who was at the helm of affairs, one of the key officers within the NCB, was looking after high-profile cases, is now investigated and being raided by the CBI. How do you see these developments, sir?
Well, this Sameer Wankhede was a name very much striking the headlines of the newspaper sometime back when NCB raided and booked Imran Khan, the son of the celebrity Shah Rukh Khan. And there was a lot of noise among people, as also there was criticism from the courts and from other quarters because nothing was found on him. And as a matter of fact, at one stage the court said that there was no need to arrest him at all. And they not only arrested him but opposed his bail, which had brought a lot of disrepute and embarrassment to the entire NCB. At that time, he escaped any drastic action against him or any of his colleagues. But now CBI seems to have registered some case relating to some corruption. So that only suggests that, this may not have anything to directly connect with the Aryan case, but at the same time, this only suggests that he is not a man with clean hands. It seems that there are certain skeletons in his cupboards also, which CBI is now going to expose.
So I want to understand from you, when there's a charge of extortion, what can be the primary evidence against an officer? Because there could be a lot of people who make that allegation just because they have an axe to grind with him. So when an agency takes cognizance of such a case, they must have a solid reason to move forward.
No, I'm sure CBI must have laid hand upon some authentic material, some evidence against him which would justify booking him for a crime. Because extortion is not alone in cases like this. It is a case of extortion plus Prevention of Corruption Act, because you are a government official and if you seek to extort money from the people, then certainly you are all out for multiple allegations against you. And we'll have to just wait and obtain the details of what CBI case is. But I'm sure that this only suggests that the criticism that he met at the time of Imran Khan's arrest is fully justified.
Yes, fully justified is what you feel. Let me check if Swapnil is still with us on the broadcast. Swapnil, I want to talk about the same point with you. What kind of evidence or what kind of material Central Bureau of Investigation or any premier agency needs to proceed for an investigation of this nature?
I believe, you need to have documents, you need to have some sort of a tip-off, and more than a tip-off, I think you would need to have really some sort of, physical evidence from a gentleman or a phone tap or anything of that sort where, this person is seen to have asked for some money in return for some favors or anything of that. So only on that basis, the CBI would sort of proceed with this kind of a thing, and that too against a central government officer. So one officer against the other officer is not really something which we see day in, day out. I mean, this is something rare, but nevertheless, if the CBI has done something, then I'm sure it has got some footing, because otherwise when it goes to court, taking this gentleman for some custody or anything of that sort, then, they're going to face some flack if they don't have anything. And maybe initially they will get custody, but thereafter they'll have to justify further remand and all of those things, in which case then CBI could get into some sort of a soup if they don't have something concrete. And if it is just on the basis of some, flying information or anything of that sort, then,
But do you believe a professional agency like CBI would proceed on flying information? And like I was saying to Mr. Memon as well, that for an officer, especially working at NCB, there could be a lot of people who might just not have great intentions, might make a complaint, may not have any evidence to back their claims. So, but if CBI goes ahead, makes multiple raids and is now registered a case against him, they must have prima facie some material, testimony, eyewitnesses, some financial trail to begin the investigation. I mean, let alone prove it. Swapnil.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. It cannot be flying. I mean, I just thought that, initially sometimes it so happens that you could be over enthusiastic, but I believe some professional agency like Central Bureau of Investigation,
we can only
as you
hope.
rightly pointed out, would not, jump to, the conclusion. You see, the reason why I'm using this contrarian argument, Anusha, is because this was the same argument that was used when he was raiding some people.
Yeah.
That, you have been enthusiastic and you've been zealous about this kind of a thing. You've been pursuing certain cases zealously and, with some sort of a gay abandon. And, normally some other officer in your place would not have done what you were doing. So I'm, using the same content. I'm not defending him. I'm just trying to put up a contrarian view.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, I would want to know what the charges are and on what basis before I really, all I can say is that CBI, being a professional agency, prima facie must be having something on the basis of which it has decided to raid, and not only raid but also book him.
Mr. Memon, for extortion cases of this nature or top officers from the IRS cadre who has served in NCB to be booked by the CBI in the way it has happened with Samir Wankhede, do we see these cases often, or this is one of instance that we have seen? Because in some way, Mr. Memon also raises directly questions on the credibility of the work that he did while he was in NCB. We'll try and connect with Mr. Majid Memon. I believe Mr. Swapnil Kothari continues to be with us on the broadcast. Swapnil, coming back to you and taking that point with you, it does raise a lot of questions about the cases that he has handled as an officer while he was at NCB. We continue tracking that story, and that is the big story coming in right now. Samir Wankhede, the officer who was earlier at the helm of affairs in the Narcotics Control Bureau, has been booked by the Central Bureau of Investigation in a corruption case. These are extortion charges which are being investigated against him. We'll continue getting you all the details and the voices. A copy of the FIR is still awaited. For now, we're slipping into a very short break. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Prakash Belavadi. Catch me as I join CNN News 18's non-stop coverage of the Karnataka election results on 13th of May.
High Court again and complete the process, and then definitely he will come out of the Islamabad High Court. So NAB can arrest him again. But it's not only one case. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Pakistan also told Imran Khan that there are many cases against you. And he was aware that there are many cases. And as far as my knowledge is concerned, in two cases, there was an arrest warrant, which was issued many weeks ago, but it was not implemented. If you remember that many weeks ago, a party of the Islamabad police, they went to Lahore and they approached Imran Khan to implement the arrest warrant. They just wanted to show him the arrest warrant. But on that day, the supporters and workers of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, they never allowed Islamabad police to enter inside the house of Imran Khan.
Okay.
So that arrest warrant is still valid, and there is another arrest warrant in another case, and also the Tosha Khana case is very important, and Imran Khan was indicted yesterday in the special court. So the problems for Imran Khan are not over.
So those are all the legal troubles and the legalese, but politically, Imran Khan can turn around and tell his supporters that this is exactly what I've been warning all along. These supporters have been rioting, they've been attacking civilian as well as army installations. He can turn around and tell them that this validates and vindicates his position that there is a corrupt system out there represented by the civilian government and maybe even elements within the army. And he's the guy who's trying to fix the system, and now the system is fixing him. So in a sense, the events of the last couple of days, politically speaking, when he is finally fully released, doesn't this vindicate his position?
Actually, the case in which Imran Khan has been arrested, the case is very strong as far as my understanding is concerned. And Imran Khan was asked by the National Accountability Bureau to join the investigation, but he was reluctant to join the investigation. And they sent him many requests that he and his wife, Bushra Bibi, they should join the investigation. But they never joined the investigation. Today, Imran Khan told the Supreme Court that I responded National Accountability Bureau through my lawyer.
Okay.
But that is not the case. I think that there are some other cases also in which Imran Khan was asked to join the investigation, and he never joined the investigation. So it's good that the Supreme Court have provided an opportunity to Imran Khan that now the NAB can contact him tomorrow in the premises of the Islamabad High Court. Then he will come out and they can, talk to NAB through his lawyers. But I think that Imran Khan may be arrested in some other case in coming few days.
So in the interim, what we saw in the last 2 days, unprecedented scenes, PTI supporters attacking army installations. I can't remember the last time such a thing happened, that army establishments were attacked. What do these events mean for this delicate sort of face-off that's been going on between Imran Khan and, of course, the civilian government on the one side, but more importantly, Imran Khan and the army?
But this is the first time that Imran Khan was arrested and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf attacked not only Corps Commander House in Lahore, but they tried to enter in GHQ, and today they tried to enter in the Corps Commander House in Multan. And they are also attacking the offices of the paramilitary troops in different cities of Pakistan. You see, why they are doing this? Because this is not a political party. Actually, their reaction is not political. This reaction is non-political. This reaction is not the reaction of PTI, which is a political party. This reaction is the reaction of TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. And today, one commander of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, he issued a statement, and he is saying that we are also supporting PTI. So this is not a response of a political party. This is the response of a fan club, which is very angry over the arrest of their leader.
All right, so that's a big statement that you're making, that this is not just the response of PTI workers, but possibly also a response of the TTP. Of course, Imran Khan has been accused of being hand in glove with the Islamist elements there. But we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, Hamid Mir, for joining us. I'm joined by a very senior journalist from Pakistan, one of the most recognized, one of the most credible journalists in Pakistan. Hamid Mir of GeoTV is now joining us. Mr. Mir, thank you very much. What do you make of today's developments? The Pakistan Supreme Court saying categorically that Imran Khan's arrest was illegal, he should be released forthwith, and that no one should be arrested from the premises of a high court or a lower court. Basically, the Supreme Court of Pakistan saying wrapping on the knuckles the federal government and the National Accountability Bureau. Make sense of this for us, both legally and politically.
Yes, actually, the day Imran Khan was arrested, the same day, not only myself, but many other people, including some legal experts and constitutional experts, they were of the view that the arrest of Imran Khan inside the premises of the Islamabad High Court was against the law, because he came to Islamabad High Court and he was preparing to file an application.
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. It's been a week of absolute chaos in Pakistan and there seems to be no end to it. Now, in a fascinating turn of events today, facing almost 120 cases, Imran Khan was given protection against arrest in all cases by Islamabad High Court. Remember, he was facing as many as 10 arrest warrants. He was earlier also given 2 weeks bail in the Al-Qadir trust corruption case in which he was suddenly arrested from the same court premises on Tuesday. Now, this comes a day after the Supreme Court of Pakistan declared his dramatic arrest from Islamabad High Court illegal and kept him in their own protective custody. But the Pakistan government and the army seem to be in no mood to relent on Imran Khan despite his large popularity and the intention of his supporters to run rampage. In all of this, one thing is not clear. What is exactly the future of Imran Khan and Pakistan itself? And we'll take that question to our experts joining us in just a bit. First, here's what has transpired through the day and more. Now, former Pak Prime Minister Imran Khan appeared before the Islamabad High Court amidst a sea of security. He has been in ST custody since last evening. Imran Khan, in fact, told the court he fears for his life and he was tortured while in custody. The Pakistani government have rejected all the charges. Clashes also erupted between PTI workers and the police while Imran Khan was being taken to the Islamabad High Court. Over 50 PTI workers were in fact arrested by the Pak police. Remember, the police in Pakistan have also imposed a ban on gatherings of more than 4 people at any given time. Now, the Corps commander, Lieutenant General Salman Fayaz,